Then perhaps you could tell us how often did Mr. Gigaba visit his so-called advisors once he became the minister of the DPE? Can you remember?
I don't remember exactly how many times, but what I know, when he was at DPE, he will go more often.
Can you remember how he felt about this news that he had been told, namely that he was going to move to DPE? Can you remember how he felt about it?
He was excited about it. That's why I even asked, what is DPE?
Oh.
So then he explained to me, what is it?
Okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Maybeck.
Thank you, Chairperson. So you say when he became the minister of the DPE, he went there to meet his advisors more often. Is that what you said?
Yes.
And was there a time when you asked him about who are these advisors?
Yes.
What was his response?
Then he told me that his unofficial advisors, people who are advising him about certain decisions, about his work, then he differentiates them from the advisor that he had at DPE, which I know of them, which is his legal advisor, and Tamim Som as well.
So did he tell you who these unofficial advisors were?
Yes, he told me.
What did he say?
It was the Guptas, AJ and his brothers, which I don't know all of them by names, because I'm only familiar with AJ more than the other ones.
Did he tell you what they advised him about?
He said they were advising about work, about things that they were supposed to do.
Did the frequency of Mr. Gigaba's visits to the Guptas ever cause you concern?
Yes.
Happiness? Could you explain that?
Because I was not comfortable with that, because we have a little child at home. So, which I don't want to talk more about that. I don't want to involve my kids on this.
Sure. All right. And when you raised that concern with him, what was his response?
Then he said he will introduce me to them so that I can be comfortable with them.
And did he tell you why he needed to meet these advisors?
The reason he said he needs to, so that I can understand when he's with them, who are they?
I see. Now, in paragraph 16, you deal with Mr. Gigaba's visits to his advisors when Parliament was sitting and then when Parliament was in recess. Perhaps you could just take the chairperson through that.
Can you
So
please repeat your question?
when Parliament was sitting, when would Mr. Gigaba go to Cape Town in a typical week?
Most of the time he will go on Monday evenings, or he will leave on Tuesday mornings.
Monday evening or Tuesday morning?
Yes.
And when would he come back?
He will come back on Thursday evenings or Friday mornings.
And would he then, when Parliament was sitting, would he inform you as to when he was going to the Guptas?
Sometimes he will go before he flies to Cape Town, or sometimes he will go when he comes back from Cape Town.
So that would be either on the Monday morning or the Friday evening.
Yes.
And then when Parliament was in recess?
He will go anytime.
And how would these meetings come about?
What do you mean by that question? Can you please ask?
Yes. So how do you know that he went to the Guptas?
Oh, because he will tell me.
He would tell you.
Yes.
when did you first meet Mr. Gigaba's advisors?
You mean the Guptas?
Yes.
Oh, when our son was born.
Sorry?
When our first son was born.
And in what year was that?
It was in 2011.
2011.
Yes.
And how did that meeting come about? You deal with this at paragraph 17.1.
Because AJ wanted to meet our son. So he told me like a few times that he wants to meet our son.
And did you agree then to go to the Gupta's residence?
Not on the first time he told me, but eventually I agreed after a certain time.
But you then did go there.
Yes, I went there.
And who did you meet at the Gupta residence on this first visit?
AJ, his wife, his son, yeah.
And what happened during the course of that meeting?
It was not a meeting, it was a visit.
What happened during that visit?
They greeted me, my son spoke, but it was like any visit that you will have when you visit someone who welcome you. But it was not a formal meeting.
And did they give your son any gift of any sort?
Yes.
Can you remember what it was?
AJ gave my son a necklace, but Malusi took it, so he never had it. He never used it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of yourself, what you said. After part, I didn't hear what.
Okay, I'm saying AJ gave him a necklace, which Malusi took it. Then he kept it, so he never ever gave it to my son.
Oh, okay.
What was the necklace made of?
It was a gold necklace.
Now that's in 2011, so that was your first visit. What happened in 2012?
In terms of visiting or in terms of...
In terms
job?
of visiting the Saxonwald compound, did you go there in 2012?
Yes, we did visit.
How often did you go to the Saxonwald residence in 2012?
Sometimes he will go with me. Sometimes he will go with his protectors.
I'm asking you yourself, how often did you go in 2012?
We would go often, but not every day or weekly. It will depend on him.
I see that in the affidavit, paragraph 17.2, you say on several occasions during 2012.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Mr. Mayberg?
Thank you. Now, your second son, when was he born?
2012.
Okay. Can you remember the month? I remember telling you that I noticed that your second son was born on Christmas Day,
Yes.
25th of December.
Yes.
Did you then have occasion to visit the Guptas again?
Not then, but we went after a few months he was born.
And why did you go to the Guptas after your second son was born?
They wanted to meet my second boy.
They were too?
They wanted to meet my second born.
Okay.
Now, in 2013, did you attend the Gupta wedding?
Yes, I did.
You, in paragraphs 19 and 20, deal with the waterkloof Air Force Base. Do you want to just deal with that?
Say the question again.
Did you go to the waterkloof Air Force Base?
Yes, I did.
Did you go there Before or after the wedding?
I only went before the wedding.
Was it the day before?
It was the day before.
Can you remember what day of the week that was?
I don't remember because I don't remember what day was the wedding, but it was a day before the wedding.
So how did it come about that you went to Waterkloof?
Malusi asked me to accompany him to go welcome the Gupta family at the waterkloof Air Force.
And what did you do there?
What did I do?
Yes.
I went there with them. We waited for them. But I sat inside the airport with my son. So he went out to fetch them.
And then
Okay,
what?
I'm not sure. Just want to make sure that. So the two of you and your sons went to Waterkloof. Is that right?
Yes.
And the purpose of going there was to welcome the guests.
Yes.
The Guptas, the guests.
Yes.
Okay. And you brought your sons with you?
Not sons. We only took the older one.
The older one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Continue, Mr. Maita.
Yes, thank you. And then on the day of the Gupta wedding, did you accompany Mr. Gigaba?
Yes, to the wedding.
And this paragraph then, and you've indicated to me during our consultation that there's an error, or we pointed it out to you, because it reflects paragraph 20 that we packed and were escorted to attend the Waterkloof to receive the Gupta aircraft. When we left Waterkloof, there were many blue light vehicles and metro police. That is a sentence that should either be deleted or should find its way into paragraph 19. Is that correct?
I prefer to repeat, as I repeated again when I was raising the concern about it. I prefer to say it in my own words because what I saw. Yes.
All right. But you only
Say it in
went
your own words.
Sorry?
Say it in your own words.
We only went once at the airport, at the Waterkloof Air Force. It was a day before in the evening when the Gupta aircraft landed.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stayed inside the airport in that room, and then Malusi went out to fetch them. Then after that, all the members were escorted to the cars, and then we were taken by our protectors to go to our car. So when we left the airport, we went home. And then I saw a lot of blue lights escorting the members of the Guptas when they were leaving at the airport. So we didn't go again because here, somewhere it mentions like we were there twice, which we were never there twice. It was a day before. Then on the day of the wedding, I was at work. And Malusi called me that we have to go to the wedding. And I was shocked why I can just attend a wedding like that because I wanted to do my hair, I needed to buy something. But he said, we need to go. Someone asked him to go to the wedding. And then I had to leave work. And then we went home, we packed, we went to the wedding.
Okay.
But it was not something was planned to go to the wedding, according to my knowledge.